Kevin, the Buffalo Bills lost another player on the opt-out and an injury in the offensive line. But with all the players that have been opting out of the NFL, if you play the numbers game, the Bills are actually kind of ahead of things, losing only three guys.
Yeah, and I would assume some will, as this season gets closer, there may be more that opt out. But I think I think a lot of players in the NFL are watching what's happening in Major League Baseball. It's working in the NBA and it's working in the NHL because they're within their own little bubble. Major League Baseball's, they're within a region, but they're still traveling and they're still in a hotel, and they still have a lot of young guys who are bored to death on the downtime, even if the game takes 8 hours or 10 hours. But it's going to, I think football players are watching how it works in an unguarded, non-bubble situation, and there may be more as we draw closer to the season, assuming there is a season.
Tariq?
Listen, EJ Gaines made the decision to opt out. He's got every right to do that. I think we went over this last week about players making the decision to opt out. I'm all for it if they want to do that. He was on a 1-year deal anyway, and he'll be back probably next year. For Feliciano, it's just rough. I mean, it happens. It was a freak accident that tore his pectoral muscle. He's gonna be out. The Bills are gonna replace him with I believe a Jet too. Brian Winter, I think, is coming in, a former Jet. So he'll be replacing him. So COVID has to go under injuries right now. Basically, if you get COVID or you decide you're not going to opt out, you're going to opt out because of COVID, it's just considered an injury. You're gone for the season. That's it. And I understand it and I respect it. Then you have it was a freak accident, non-contact drills. Then you have, we started playing and guys started getting hurt. The depth charts we're going to go through players so quickly in the NFL. The best thing is probably less practice, less injury. Maybe you'll be able to survive and have less of an issue going in. But how do you do that? It's a physical game. You can't practice less. These guys got to get ready to play an NFL game. So I don't know what the Bills are going to do, but they have avoided sort of the COVID problem of players opting out. And I think they're better for it. They have more cohesiveness. We already know that. So let's get the season started. So we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Tariq, I want to ask you if I'm off base here, but I find myself almost subconsciously thinking that with the Bills not having a real serious problem with the COVID defections versus a team, let's say New England, I find myself trying to attach that these guys in Buffalo like the situation. They like what they see. They like who they're playing for. All of this factoring in that they really want to be here. Am I overstating that?
I not only agree with it, I think they believe a lot in Josh Allen. They believe in McDermott. They believe in the camaraderie that they have. The one factor they cannot control, and Josh Allen said this too, you can control what you can control. You can control yourself. You can control your play. You can control your prep. You can't control COVID. You can't control what's going to happen outside of the league. You can't control what other players are going to opt out. But I think it leads to a really good point, Bill, and I think you're right. The fact that guys want to be there, not just so much for the check, but there's a lot of players that have basically said, I'm having my first kid. No, I'm opting out. Like a lot of players have chosen family. And like I said before, I'm not against choosing family. But there are a lot of players that are buying in. A lot of players that want to play. So, we'll wait and see what happens with the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully they can stay injury-free, COVID-free, and the NFL can get going. But we'll wait and see.